Hey, yeah, you, listening, right now. You're in the right place. Hang out a moment. Welcome to Club Grieve. Mother's Day. Yeah, holidays, they can be pretty rough, but that's why we're here in Club Grieve. I am actually recording this episode, Mother's Day, on Mother's Day here in the USA. It is May the 12th, 2024. So that just gives you some kind of reference when you're listening to this and where I am. Mother's Day, it's rough. It's rough on all of us who have lost a mother, who have lost a spouse who was a mother. My mother, she passed away during the pandemic. That's right, the 2020 COVID-19 worldwide pandemic. Do you remember that? Currently, it was 4 years ago, and sometimes it seems like a distant, far off memory time that we all survived and made it through. And so, yeah, she passed away June 14th, 2020. I got the call when I was out with my daughter, and a voicemail. And then I got the call, and they told me what happened. And I was just, I really didn't think too much about it. It just was okay. Suddenly happened, and I went home, saw my wife, and I told her, and she kind of hugged me and said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I just really can't think about it." And truthfully, it was a Sunday night when I got the call, and it was back on the East Coast, and I was on the West Coast, and the next day I just went right back to work. Well, it's because I needed to work. I was working remotely. I was working on a Quibi show. Quibi was this new app on a phone that was supposed to revolutionize TV and how you watch shows, and it was a big buzz, but unfortunately, they launched it during the 2020 pandemic, and 6 months later, it was basically gone. But I was working remotely as a TV editor on a show with a personal development, personal coach out of Austin, and it helped me focus. It helped me deal with what I was going through, and I don't think I properly grieved, and it's because I talked to my therapist, and she said, "Yeah, you didn't properly grieve for quite a while." So I still have some of those triggers setting me off, and I got to tell you, from the most recent loss of my wife on February 23rd, 2024, you need to grieve, and you need to grieve right away. You don't need to push it aside. You don't need to keep it inside. You just need to grieve and be with those feelings and let them out. And look, you don't have to post it on social media. I didn't do that with my mother. Eventually, I did. I put a couple things about great memories that I remember. But then I thought, well, that really doesn't help me. That doesn't solve anything. It's just there. So for my wife, I didn't post anything specifically, just something in her memory. And she was a mother to my daughter. She was my wife. And my daughter, she's now 27. She was born back in 1997. And she was the absolute joy. She was the best thing that my wife ever did. The best thing that ever came out of our marriage was, and is still, my daughter. So it's rough remembering my mother who has passed on Mother's Day. And it's even probably tougher on my daughter now today, remembering her mother and being without her mother, her best friend, on this Mother's Day. And it's tough on me because she was my wife and she was the mother of my daughter. And you know what? She was a great mother. And you might go around seeing T-shirts or whatever, or mugs, something, the best father, the best mother, the best grandparents, That's just a load of crap because there is no best of. There's no comparison because My wife was the best mother at being the best mother she could be, just as was my mother. She was the best mother she could be, which means she wasn't perfect and she had her faults, and as do I, being a father. And we can talk about that on Father's Day and see where we are. But for now, it's Mother's Day, and it's a holiday, and it's time to grieve. It's time to grieve the mother you lost, or the mother to your child that you lost, no matter what your relationship was like or where it was when they passed. And maybe they weren't your spouse anymore. Maybe you were separated. Maybe you were divorced. But you know what? It doesn't take away from the fact that they were a mother, or maybe you are a mother right now, and you're maybe celebrating. Celebrate the fact that you're a mother, that you're alive, you're here. Remember how special that is, being a mother, being the one that you're responsible for a child, and celebrate them if you desire to, or maybe you don't. Maybe you didn't have a great relationship with your mother. That's okay too, because people will be celebrating around you, and I think that's probably the toughest thing. As we mentioned, holidays are going to be the hardest because people are celebrating. You're not going to be in the mood to celebrate, and it doesn't matter what holiday or how long after it's been that you lost that person. It's still going to hurt. It's still going to be hard. And again, this being a Mother's Day episode, you'll see the flowers and the cars and people rushing to the store all throughout the day to pick up the flowers. I was at Trader Joe's the other day, and the cashier guy said, "See that big truck out there, the big, like Mack trucks?" He said, "That's loaded with Mother's Day flowers, and it's going to be gone by the end of Mother's Day, or even halfway through Mother's Day," because it just seemed like we're trained to celebrate certain things. And, think about it. Do we need a special day for a mother, or can we just celebrate them every day? Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Celebrate your mother. Celebrate being a mother. Or, since we're right here in Club Grieve. Grieve about the loss of your mother. Think about those happy memories. So yeah, I'll see you next time here in Club Grieve. Happy grieving.